Today, we're talking about one of the most overlooked minerals that becomes more essential, not less, as we age, and that is magnesium. We'll look at how it affects sleep, bone density, how it interacts with calcium and vitamin D so that you can properly absorb those other supplements that you might be taking. And I'll walk you through how to get it naturally from food, because that's usually the first thing to look at. And then how to supplement, which ones to choose if you want to choose smartly. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at absorbing and retaining nutrients, certain ones especially, and magnesium is one of them. So you add in common medications, even over the counter, and digestive changes that occur over time, everyday stress. It's easy to see how magnesium levels can drop very quietly. Magnesium supports over 300 enzyme reactions in the body. And this includes muscle contractions, nerve signaling, blood pressure regulation, and bone formation. I tend to think in metaphor. So I think of magnesium as a backstage crew running the whole show, unseen, unthanked, but essential. And when it's missing, things start to fall apart. Let's break down the 3 key areas where magnesium makes a huge impact. First one, sleep. Magnesium helps regulate melatonin and calm down the nervous system. So if you're waking up at 3 a.m. and can't fall back asleep, low magnesium may be part of the picture. The second one, bones. We hear all about calcium and more lately a lot about vitamin D, especially in the wake of COVID, for bone health and for general good immunities. But magnesium is a third wheel. Without enough of it, vitamin D and even activate, and calcium doesn't get where it needs to go. So even worse, that calcium can start depositing in places where you don't want it, like your arteries instead of bones. And the third one, mineral balance. High calcium intake without enough magnesium can create a dangerous imbalance. These minerals need each other. Magnesium is the unsung hero that keeps the others working properly. I think of it as a little magnesium pill with a cape on it, but that's just my cartoon brain going overtime. Now here's the tricky part. Magnesium deficiency often goes unnoticed because the symptoms are really broad and they could sometimes be anything, not magnesium at all. But let's go through them so that you know what they are. Fatigue, muscle cramps, and twitches. You get that little butterfly twitch on your cheek or next to your eye. Trouble sleeping, irritability, heart palpitations, and brain fog. Some of them I'm sure sound familiar, but when you hear them, you think, well, it could be from not getting enough sleep. Then what's causing you to not get enough sleep? It's kind of like a chain reaction. So that's why it's hard to just say, oh, I have this symptom, so it's a magnesium deficiency. So we have to go deeper than that. And I'm sure if you're thinking like me, you're thinking, I bet you can find that out in a simple blood test, because a lot of the nutrients, vitamins, and minerals we can be able to track on blood work. And I would encourage you to get blood work to find out kind of what your panel says. But here's the thing. Standard blood tests don't usually catch a magnesium deficiency. Only about 1% of the magnesium in your body is in your blood. The rest is in your cells and your bones. So tests like RBC magnesium are more accurate. They may have to be specifically requested, though. They're not normally included in the, usual. And they're not always covered by insurance, so be aware of that. Be prepared if you want to go that route, but it wouldn't be unreasonable to just once a year stick the dipstick in, see where you land. And just know that you're especially at risk if you're over 50, you take diuretics or acid blockers, you have type 2 diabetes, you drink alcohol regularly, or you live under chronic stress. And don't deny it, you know who you are. That kind of chronic background stress that you just kind of live with, it burns through magnesium faster. Now, I'm getting to know you guys a little bit better, those of you in this audience, in this community. And here's what I know. You're smart, you're inquisitive, and you have a dash of skepticism when someone who isn't a medical professional is giving advice about things like this. Okay, I see you. I am you. And don't stop. I mean, I think skepticism, especially in today's world with so much coming at us, you gotta have it. So for you out there who are my science nerds or my medical skeptics, if you are that way, let me know in the comments, and I'll share a few of the many links I have on double-blind peer-reviewed research out there that I needed for my own confirmation. So let's shift gears here and take a look at food, because real health begins in the kitchen. Here are some of the best food sources for magnesium. You might already know some of them, but a couple of them might surprise you. One of them that is often not talked about is pumpkin seeds. I read that and I just thought, well, I don't dislike them. I just don't think of getting them. So I'm making an effort now to broaden out my seeds and have more seeds and nut variety. Pumpkin seeds, just a handful, gives you nearly half of your daily needs. That's pretty great. Cooked greens like spinach, Swiss chard, cooking boosts the absorption, makes it more accessible to your body, because when you cook something, it's almost like it partly digests it and gets it ready for you to take it in. Avocados, a major favorite for a lot of reasons. They're delicious, satisfying, rich in magnesium. And legumes, also something we talk about a lot on this channel. Black beans, lentils, edamame, great for magnesium. And all nuts and seeds, besides pumpkin seeds, there's almonds, cashews, sunflower seeds. Who knew magnesium could be so delicious? And wait until you hear the next one. Dark chocolate. Dark chocolate is a great source of magnesium. So you have permission in an appropriate quantity. Aim for 70% cacao or higher, because it's a purer form. And also when it's higher on the cacao percentage spectrum, it's going to have less desirable additives. And another one is whole grains, things like brown rice, oats, and quinoa. So all the stuff that has magnesium is stuff that's great to eat, which makes it pretty approachable. Now, here's some pro tips to go along with that best played list. Spread these foods out over the day so that your day keeps the levels steady. Avoid taking large calcium supplements alongside of magnesium-rich supplements. They can compete for absorption. So take one at one time of day. I like to take calcium in the morning, magnesium toward the evening. Add in vitamin B6 rich foods like salmon, chicken, or bananas to help your body use magnesium more effectively. So now that we've talked about what kind of supplementation you can do in the kitchen with your food intake, let's talk about the actual supplements. So sometimes food alone isn't enough, especially if you're under chronic stress, have gut issues, or you simply, for whatever reason, aren't absorbing nutrients very well. In that case, supplementation is a huge help, but quality matters. So here's what to look for. When you're at Sprouts or at your pharmacy and you're looking at that wall of supplements, usually it's alphabetized and you can find magnesium. Then magnesium comes in like a jillion different forms. So which one? They don't make it very easy on you. Let me break it down. There's 3 kinds that are easy and gentle to absorb, and it's easy on your system. One of them, my favorite, is magnesium glycinate. Gentle on the digestion and especially helps you with sleep and calmness. There's another one that's really great for absorption, magnesium citrate. And it supports your digestion, and it also can be a bit of a laxative. So maybe that is a good thing too. The third one is magnesium threonate, which may support cognitive function by crossing the blood-brain barrier. One to skip is magnesium oxide. It's cheap, widely available, poorly absorbed. Most of it passes right through you. Money right into the can. Also look for any that are in the chelated form. That's CHELATED. Those are bonded to amino acids for better absorption and fewer side effects. And yes, always check with your healthcare provider. Not a doctor sitting here. I just know what I've learned as a competitive bodybuilder, and after doing this for 20 years, reading, researching, learning this was wrong, this is right. I've done a lot of sorting over time. So I'm sharing with you as a regular person who has really spent time studying, but I'm still not a doctor. Magnesium can interact with certain prescriptions, including antibiotics and diuretics. So the doctor who is treating you now for anything is going to be aware of that mix and what to stay away from, what is okay to take. Make no mistake, magnesium is a quiet powerhouse. Remember, I told you, I think it's wearing a cape. It supports your sleep, your bones, your heart, your calm disposition, and the older we get, the more essential it becomes. Start with food. Pay attention to how you feel, and if you need to supplement, choose wisely. Your body deserves the good stuff. This topic today is a prelude to what's coming up next week. Next week, we are going to do a deep dive into bone density. Magnesium, like I said, is sort of the crew that works behind the scenes. Well, there's a lot more players in that stage play. You won't want to miss it. Aging is life. Healthy aging is our choice. I will see you next time.